We're going to start with solving linear equations and inequalities. This will go on page 13 of your notebooks, and start by writing the definition. An equation is a mathematical statement that shows the equality of two expressions. Basically, if you have an equal sign between two expressions, that's what an equation is. And we're going to be solving equations with just one variable. So this is what we're going to write. We're going to write solve. Solve, and it is 3 times 2 minus 3p equals 42. To solve means to isolate the variable. We're going to use the distributive property. So we're going to multiply this times this, and this times this. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times negative 3p is negative 9p equals 42. And then we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. We solve equations by performing inverse operation, meaning the opposite of what they're doing. The 6 was adding, so I'm subtracting. 6 minus 6 is 0, so I'll have negative 9p equals 36. Okay, not 42, not 32, 46. And then we divide both sides by negative 9. So p is going to equal negative 4. When working with equations, one thing that we always want to do is to check our answers. So that's what we're going to do now. And we're going to use a t-table. We're going to write the equation on one side. And then on the other side, we're going to write, well, not our equation, but the algebraic expression. And now we're going to substitute the p with a negative 4. So it's going to be 3 times 2 minus 3 times negative 4. And this is supposed to be 42. We're going to use the order of operations, PEMDAS. So first we perform the operations inside of the parentheses. Negative 3 times negative 4 is positive 12. And again, this is supposed to be 42. 2 plus 12 is 14. 3 times 14 is 42. So that means 42 equals 42. So that is the correct answer. Now that one is the first example. We're going to go over another example. We're going to do the same thing. Now the equation is negative 3 times 5 minus 4r equals negative 9. Again, we're going to use first the distributive property. So we're going to multiply negative 3 times 5 and negative 3 times negative 4r. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. Negative 3 times negative 4r is positive 12r equals negative 9. Now we're going to add 15 to both sides. So that's going to be 12r equals negative 9 plus 15 is 6. We divide both sides by 12. And then we simplify, this becomes 1 over 2. And again, we are going to check our answer because that's what we want to do when we solve equations. So I'm going to rewrite the equation here, negative 3 times 5 minus 4r. Oops. Not a very straight line. Negative 3 times 5 minus 4. Now instead of writing r, I'm going to write 1 over 2 because that's the value of r. I'm dropping everything here. Okay, so negative 3 times 5 minus 4 times 1/2 is going to be 4 over 2, which is 2. Then 5 minus 2 is 3. And negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 equals negative 9. That means that is the correct answer.